Welcome to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation of Future Radio. Hey, I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Thursday, February 4th, 2021, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing well today. Well, it's been a very, very busy day, and I'm getting ready to teach my online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. So that class is coming up Tuesday, February 9th. Tuesday, February 9th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You've heard me talk about it. Email me at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com for more information. All right. Well, look. On today's show, we saw that today in the House of Representatives, members of the House of Representatives led by Democrats voted to remove QAnon conspiracy theorists and all over crazy conspiracy theorists, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia. They removed her of her committee assignments. She had committee assignments on the Education Committee, was one of them. And it was because of past statements and social media posts that she has made, including a Facebook post that showed her holding an AK-47 with the faces of Representative Ilhan Omar, Detroit's own Representative Rashida Tlaib of the 13th Congressional District, and also Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And the caption said, "The squad's worst nightmare." So the vote took place today in the House of Representatives. It was 230 to remove her from the committees. 199 Republicans voted not to, and 11 Republicans defected and sided with the Democrats. And now the Republican Party has a big problem because they're being branded as the Q-publicans, the party of the QAnon crazy conspiracy theorists. And many people call them the white nationalist party. Okay. My friend, Dr. Greg Carr, chair of the Afro-American Studies Department at Howard University, when you see him on Roland Martin Unfiltered, he refers to the Republican Party as the white nationalist party. And in many ways, they're becoming more and more like that every day. And when you when you vote not to remove someone like Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has white supremacist, white nationalist tendencies, crazy conspiracy theorist tendencies, when you vote not to remove her from the committees, but you voted to remove a white supremacist like Steve King from the committees, okay, then you have to wonder, well, why'd you do it for Steve King, but you're not doing it for her? Or you don't want to do it for her. Now, remember, back in January 29th, 2021, right here on this show, right at the end of January, remember, we talked about Representative Cori Bush, Democrat from Missouri, and some of you all saw the Facebook post I did today. Remember, we talked about Representative Cori Bush, who said that she had an altercation with Marjorie Taylor Greene in the hall there at on Capitol Hill. And she said she was berated by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Cori Bush is African-American, for those that don't know. And she said she was moving her office, okay? She said she was moving her office for the safety of her staff because of this crazy woman. That's the same woman who was removed from the House committees today. So we're going to talk about that, and we have some audio of the testimony that took place today. Some of it was very emotional as well. How's everybody doing on our Facebook fan page? We got John Ray, Betty, Miss Bren, Yvonne, Sherwin, just a few of the people watching us on Facebook and YouTube. So we'll share some information dealing with that. Then I posted an article from thegrio.com. Byron Allen has settled his $10 billion lawsuit with Charter Communications. TheGrio.com is reporting that Byron Allen, chairman and CEO of Allen Media Group Entertainment Studios and owner of The Grio, has settled and withdrawn his $10 billion lawsuit against Charter Communications. So we'll discuss that as well. And I wasn't able to see an amount of the settlement. A lot of times those settlements it's an undisclosed amount for the settlement. And then yesterday, the news came out. We did not get a chance to talk about it yesterday. We had so much to cover on yesterday's show. But the officer who allegedly shot and killed Andre Hill, Officer Adam Coy, 19-year veteran of the Columbus Police Department in Ohio, he's been indicted on murder charges. An Ohio grand jury on Wednesday, February 3rd, indicted a former Columbus police officer in the fatal shooting of an African-American man, Andre Hill, who was at the garage of a home where he was a guest, the state attorney general said. So we'll talk about that. The family of Andre Hill says they're not satisfied. Their family attorney, Benjamin Crump, said, it's a start. The murder charges, the murder indictment, it's a start. It's not the end of it. That's not all they want. So we'll deal with that. Then also today, February 4th, is the birth date of one Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks, who December 1st, 1955, we know Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on that Cleveland Avenue bus in Montgomery, Alabama. And this leads to the Montgomery bus boycott that started Monday morning, December 5th, 1955, that started as a one-day boycott, but ended up lasting 381 days. And many people marked the Montgomery bus boycott as the beginning of the modern-day civil rights movement. She would be 108 years old today if she was still alive. So we'll talk some about Rosa Parks. We have some good history dealing with Rosa Parks as well. Now, on the African History Network show, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects your own behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is based upon what you have been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. So when you control the radius of a man's thoughts, or a woman's thoughts, you can control the circumference of his or her actions, because the mind can't do or teach what it doesn't know. Now, we deal with a number of different topics here on the African History Network show. We deal with current events in history and politics, education, economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, love, sex, health issues, and much, much more. Sign up for our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828. To sign up for our email newsletter, text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828. To sign up for our email newsletter. Also visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Sign up for the email newsletter there. And sign up for the email newsletter. Also, email us. Also, you can register for my online course at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com as well. Right on the home page, you'll see the information for my online class, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Now, this is a 8-week. It's going to be 8 consecutive Tuesdays. And I had to push it back a couple of times, but it's going to be Tuesday. We'll start up Tuesday, February 9th, because I'm getting everything ready and trying to do radio 6 days a week and everything. But we'll start up Tuesday, February 9th. It's going to be 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be 8 consecutive Tuesdays, okay? And we deal with thousands of years of history and what led up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. So when we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, we can't start talking about it in 1619 in Virginia. We can't start talking about it in 1441 when the Portuguese go into Mauritania. You have to deal with hundreds of years of history prior to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. Historical events don't happen in a vacuum. They are the sequence. They are the culmination of a sequence of historical events taking place, okay, that lead up to a larger event happening. All right. So as one of my teachers, Professor Kabahayawatha Kamene, says, to understand the existence of something, you must first understand the pre-existence of existence. So to understand the transatlantic slave trade, you have to deal with hundreds and thousands of years of history leading up to it happening. And you have to understand the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who go into the Iberian Peninsula today known as Spain and Portugal in 711 AD. And they're taking the teachings from the Nile Valley region of Africa, from ancient Kemet and the Nile Valley region of Africa into Europe, the science, the mathematics, the technology, agriculture. They're introducing new foods, musical instruments, medicine, algebra, alcohol, cotton, all different types of things like this, sugar. And this information, these teachers are going to bring Europe out of the Dark Ages. And we're going to see that all this is going to lead these conflicts between the African Moors and these Europeans. We see this is going to lead to the transatlantic slave trade happening. And we see the intermixing of the African Moors into the European population, and they're changing the complexion of Europeans to various extents in various countries. Okay, so we just posted the link here on the thread of the broadcast. The course is regular $130. It's on sale $80. As soon as you register, you can start watching bonus content, because you can watch the class that I did in 2019. It's all archived there. And we'll talk more about this on the other side of the break. Listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 a.m. Superstation, The Future Radio. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Kemeticwear.com is the go-to online source for Kemetic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Kemeticwear.com is inspired by KemeticScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Kemeticwear.com.
For 25 years, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum has carried on the rich legacy of the Black Museum movement in America by showcasing original artifacts of the Black experience at colleges, universities, K-12 schools, corporations, libraries, conferences, and cultural events, making it the most traversed Black History mobile exhibit in American history. Dr. Khalid El Hakim is the founder of the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and he is a highly sought-after public speaker on topics of Black history, social studies, education, museum studies, hip-hop, and race relations. Dr. Khalid was named among the change makers for NBC Universal's Erase the Hate campaign and listed as one of the 100 men of distinction for Black enterprise. He recently founded the Michigan Hip Hop Archive on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum is currently scheduling in-person and virtual exhibits nationwide. For more information, please contact Dr. Khalid Al-Hakim directly at 313-645-4197, 313-645-4197, or visit their website at blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. That's blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. You can also email him at bhistory101@yahoo.com, bhistory101@yahoo.com. Visit 4glossygirls.com. That's the number 4glossygirls.com, and follow them on Instagram at 4glossygirls.
Black Bees products are a collection of natural, organic, personal care products with an appreciation of nature and bees. Our philosophy is without bees, we have nothing. We are honoring our Nile Valley ancestors who understood the importance of bees. Black Bees created a high-quality, natural, organic personal care line that would be affordable to everyone. We hope you try and enjoy our Black Bees products line and come back and visit us at blackbeesproducts.com.
All right. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Thursday, February 4th, 2021, and we are live. We got Nikki Rich, the world famous Nikki Rich that used to work with Oprah, watching me right now. Nikki's doing interviews for the Super Bowl and everything. How you doing, Nikki? And Offset Isis, I think it was your grandmother that passed away. You posted about Offset. So sorry to hear about that as well. I posted on your Facebook page. All right. Right before the break, so we were talking, giving a rundown on the show and talking briefly about Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. I was talking about my online course that starts up Tuesday, February 9th, 2021, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. So we do the class live on Tuesday nights. It's all recorded. You can go back and watch it over and over again, and you can ask questions in class during the live chat. Okay. So we posted the link here, and also visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. I want to jump into this first story here. So I remember when Marjorie Taylor Greene was running for a congressional seat to represent a district in Georgia. All right. Now, I remember they were talking about she's a QAnon conspiracy theorist and all types of nonsense like this. OK, so and then she won the primary, and then they said, OK, she's probably going to get a seat. Well, the House of Representatives today approved a resolution that removes embattled GOP rep Marjorie Taylor Greene from her assigned committees. The final vote tally was 230 to 199, and 111 Republicans in support of the resolution. 11 Republicans supported the resolution. They crossed party lines and voted with the Democrats. Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, John Katsko of New York, with just Fred Upton of Michigan, with just a few of the Republicans to vote along with the Democrats. Now, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia, is a vocal supporter of Donald Trump's unsubstantiated claims of election fraud. Unsubstantiated claims of election fraud, and has been condemned by Democrats and many Republicans for embracing numerous conspiracy theories in videos and social media activity before she took office this year, before she was sworn in. They were sworn in January 3rd, 2021 for the 117th Congress. Now, in posts and videos from 2018 to 2019, reviewed by CNN, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene appeared to endorse violence against prominent Democrats, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and suggested that the Sandy Hook and Parkland shootings were staged, quote unquote, false flag operations. Now those social media posts have since been taken down. Now the move to remove her from the House of Representatives Education Committee and the House of Representatives Labor Committee, as well as the House Budget Committee, came after Republican leaders refused to remove themselves following pressure from Democrats to do so. Okay, Republicans didn't have the spine to do it. Many of them are these conspiracy theorist nuts. They're afraid of some of their own constituents because they're getting death threats. They're still kissing Donald Trump's behind. Okay, so they didn't have the integrity and the spine to remove her from the committees. Okay, like they did Representative Steve King previously. All right, so Democrats had to do it. Now, the vote Thursday forced Republicans to go on the record over Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's conduct. I want to go to this first clip. We're going to go to NBC Nightly News. Shakita, no, hold on, not that one. We'll go to let's go to this first clip. Let's go to clip 1. This is from All In with Chris Hayes. Every Democrat and 11 Republicans vote to remove Representative Greene from committees. And you're going to hear some of the remarks made by some of the Democrats who are women of color. You'll hear Rashida Tlaib of Detroit. You'll hear Representative Cori Bush, who talked in late January, talked about having to, she was berated by Marjorie Taylor Greene and had to move her office away from Greene's office for the safety of her staff. Let's go to this clip, Shakita.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Just over an hour ago, the House of Representatives voted to strip Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of her committee assignment. Now, this is an extremely rare occurrence. In fact, it might be unprecedented in history. We can't quite tell, but it looks like we can't find an actual precedent for this. In all the recent instances, when all this has happened, when members were removed from committees by their own parties, it happened because the party removed them instead of the entire House. But the threat of removal from the whole House did not stop Congresswoman Greene from the racist and violent conspiracy theories that got her into this situation in the first place. Just yesterday, she was throwing around conspiracy theories like Democratic members marry their own brothers. Today, Greene came forward to do what I would characterize as the minimal amount of performance necessary to give fellow Republicans the excuse to vote on her behalf. She put forth a rambling diatribe of lies and false equivalencies and half-truths that included the incredible bit of rhetoric from the well of the House, and I quote her here. I also want to tell you that 9/11 absolutely happened. Thank you for that, Congresswoman. So glad we could confirm that. She lied about the things she said and supported and when she said them during that rambling diatribe. She did not address or apologize for the most problematic stuff, her violent rhetoric, including saying multiple times on video that Speaker Nancy Pelosi could be executed for treason. All but 11 Republicans voted to support Greene, which is more defections than I think anyone expected, but still a pretty good example of the one thing that unifies the other 199 members of the House Republican Party. All they have is being against the libs. When you get past that, there are all sorts of divisions inside that party, as seen, for instance, by 61 people in a secret ballot trying to unseat a member of leadership for the audacity of voting to impeach a president who summoned an insurrectionist mob to attack where they all were. The caucus, where the majority, remember, voted to overturn a Democratic election. There are all sorts of divisions inside the party with the Marjorie Taylor anti-democracy wing. The one thing that could unify them is opposition to liberalism in the Democratic Party. That is what it's all about for them. The problem is that's all built on a foundation of sand. What does the Republican Party stand for besides making sure the libs don't control things? On the other hand, just a few months ago, in the wake of the election, it was the Democratic Party that looked looked like a very fractured coalition. Remember that? They were expecting big pickups in the House, and they lost a bunch of seats. There were immediate recriminations, internal debates about the source of those losses, with frontline members in swing districts blaming progressive members for defund the police rhetoric in the wake of the George Floyd protests. There was frustration that some Senate candidates who raised a ton of money did not perform better. 3 months later, Democrats have a House majority, actually managed to win the Senate with those improbable runoff wins in Georgia, and they have everyone from the most progressive member to the most conservative member united around an agenda, the big first item of the Biden presidency, a COVID relief package that is a price tag more than twice Obama's Recovery Act and has buy-in from everyone from Joe Manchin to Bernie Sanders. It is really quite a turnabout from where things looked like they were headed just a few months ago. And today, House Democrats spoke out in unity to condemn a woman whose past views are so delusional and so dangerous.
I did not hear an apology or denouncement for the claim, the insinuation that political opponents should be violently dealt with. I didn't hear anybody apologize or retract the anti-Semitic and Islamophobic remarks that have been made, that have been posted over and over and over again.
In today's Republican Party, Marjorie Taylor Greene's worldviews are violent, anti-Black, racist, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic, and they're condoned. Every single day that goes by without outright condemnation from every single one of her Republican colleagues, without consequences for her extremist views, is an outright endorsement of white supremacy.
This is not about one member. This is about who we are as a body and what we are as a democracy. This is about whether it is acceptable to cheer on and encourage.
Hey, pause it right there,
an
Shakita.
insurrection against our.
Give me a fair, pause right there. Just back it up about 10 or 20 seconds. Now that is Representative Ilhan Omar, okay, of Wisconsin, and she is Somali. She's from Somalia. She is one of the women that are ostensibly known as the Squad, and she is one of the 3 women that were on the Facebook post that had Marjorie Taylor Greene with an AK-47 and the faces of Representative Ilhan Omar, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Representative Rashida Tlaib of Detroit. Okay, let's go back to this clip, Shakita. Take it off mute.
Extremist views.
Minnesota.
An outright endorsement of white supremacy.
This is not about one member. This is about who we are as a body and what we are as a democracy. This is about whether it is acceptable to cheer on and encourage an insurrection against our basic democratic process. This is about whether it is okay to demand members swear in on a Bible of a religion they do not practice. This is about whether it is okay to hold an assault rifle next to members' heads in a campaign ad and incite death threats against them.
I cannot sit idly by and allow white supremacy and hatred to have decision-making power over our students' futures. To my Republican colleagues, let history remember what you did in this moment. A prerequisite for appointment to these committees and for all that we do must be that you love and represent all people, meaning all people. I stand here to tell you, I will stand
Shakita.
up to bullies.
Shakita, do me a favor. Pause it right there, Shakita.
And threaten and celebrate.
And back it up about 20 seconds. So that was Representative Cori Bush. Okay. Now, Ilhan Omar is of Minnesota. Okay. I was thinking I was thinking Milwaukee and then Wisconsin, but no, it's Minnesota. Sorry about that. Minnesota, Representative Ilhan Omar, Minnesota. This was Representative Cori Bush that you just heard, representative from Missouri. And this is the African-American woman. She's a freshman in the House of Representatives, Black Lives Matter activist. And she was the one, and we're going to play the clip when she was on Joanne Reed from January 29th, 2021, who talked about being berated by the crazy QAnon conspiracy theorist, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And she said she had to move her office for the safety of her staff. Okay. Let's go back to this clip. Take it off mute.
Students' futures. To my Republican colleagues, let history remember what you did in this moment. A prerequisite for appointment to these committees and for all that we do must be that you love and represent all people, meaning all people. I stand here to tell you I will stand up to bullies. Bullies who threaten students and threaten and celebrate the violence towards our speaker and our colleagues. Today, and yes, as a conscience of the Congress, it is important that we take this step to affirm that conspiracy theories and outrageous lies have no place in the Congress, no place in the people's house, no place, no place.
No parent should ever have to invite a member of Congress to visit their child's grave or touch the bullet-ridden clothing that their child wore to prove that their death actually happened. Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of this House always tells members to vote our district. Today, I vote as an act of conscience in defense of my district. I vote for the babies who left for school 8 years ago and never returned home, and the teachers who died trying to protect them.
House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer closed the Democrats' remarks with an impassioned speech appealing to the decency of his Republican colleagues.
The conduct we are judging today continued to occur even after Representative Greene became a candidate and even after she was elected.
Okay. Pause it right there.
I urge my colleagues.
Pause it right there, Shakita.
Looking
Okay.
at this image.
Pause it right there. Okay. I want to go now. Representative Steny Hoyer is the House Majority Leader. He's a representative of Maryland. We're going to go to the clip from ABC News. Shakita, started up at 48 seconds. Representative Steny Hoyer had a big display. He had a big blow up of the Facebook post. It was on a big placard, right, of the Facebook post showing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene with the AK-47 and the faces of Representative Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Representative Rashida Tlaib. He had a big blow up of the Facebook post in color. He takes it around and walks around and shows it to the members of the Republican Party and forces them to look at it. All right. Here is what he said. Let's go to this clip. It's in the article from ABC News. It's in the tweet from ABC News. It says Steny Hoyer.
Congresswoman Greene advocated for the execution of a leader of this House. She advocated for the execution of former President Obama. She encouraged violence against law enforcement and has a long record of racist, anti-Semitic, and Islamophobic comments. She spread cool conspiracy theories, even claiming the horrific mass school shootings in Sandy Hook and Parkland were staged, and even stalked a young survivor of one of those tragedies, calling him a coward.
Never before in the history of this House has the majority abused its power in this way. Never. In the entire history of this House, have you ever abused the power in this way?
House Resolution 72 is nothing more
Hey, Shakita,
than
do me a favor. Pause it right there, okay?
Power grab.
Pause that clip right there. Scroll down that article, and when you see the tweet, and it says Steny Hoyer, House Majority Leader, play that clip. It's a video and a tweet in that same article. You have to scroll down and cue it up at 48 seconds. So what he does is he then goes through and talks about her social media posts. He talks about statements that Marjorie Taylor Greene has made recently. And it's also important to note that she has been fundraising off of what she calls attacks from Democrats. In the past 2 weeks, she's been fundraising off of this as well. Okay. Now, when she spoke today, she said, quote, "I am beyond grateful for this opportunity, and I'll tell you why. I believe in God with all my heart, and I'm so grateful to be humbled, to be reminded that I am a sinner and that Jesus died on the cross to forgive me for my sins." This is what she said. Quote, "This is something I absolutely rejoice in today to tell you. I think it's important for all of us to remember. None of us are perfect. None of us are. Okay. But she wasn't talking about Jesus when she's there with an AK-47 in the faces of the squad. She wasn't talking. Now, this is one of the same idiots who claims that Donald Trump won the election and it was widespread massive fraud and the election was stolen from Trump. This is one of the same idiots who voted. It's about 146 members of the House of Representatives who voted not to certify the election results that were certified by the Electoral College on December 14th. Okay, about 146 Republicans in the House on January 6th that voted not to certify them. All right, we had a clip queued up.
I heard about motherhood today. 2 of those women, between them, have 6 children. They're mothers. One of them does not have children. And she's come to this body asking for more housing for people, for more health care for people, for more income for people. How awful. And they're not the squad. They're Ilan. They're Alexandria. And they're Rashida. They are people. They are our colleagues. And yes, you may have disagreements. But I don't know anybody, including Steve King, who you precluded from going on committees, for much less. And this is an AR-15 in the hands of this Green. This was on Facebook just a few months ago. That is a message of peace and reconciliation and peaceful democratic dialogue. The squad's worst enemy, AR-15, in hand.
Sounds like the guns I play.
I have never, ever seen that before. Is this a precedent-setting event? It is. Because the conduct, the tweeting, the QAnon Association, I heard the disavowal of QAnon, I learned more. AR-15, squad's worst nightmare. Is that what was intended to do? That each one of these ladies would have a nightmare about somebody with a gun, an AR-15, can carry up to a clip of 60 bullets. I urge my colleagues to look at that image and tell me what message you think it sends. Here she is, armed with a deadly assault rifle, pointing it toward 3 Democratic members. Now, the pictures are put together, you understand. They were not present. I understand that. And she captioned it, the squad's worst nightmare. Yes, some people are having nightmares and fear. And some people who wanted to give other people nightmares committed sedition and broke into the House of Representatives and tried to stop us electing a president of the United States. Mm-hmm. These 3 faces are real people. There's 3 reasons we're here.
Okay. All right, thanks. All right, now that's from ABC News. Check out the article. We posted it on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. It got over 3,000 likes. House votes to remove Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from committee. That's from abcnews.go.com, which is their official website. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene went on to attempt to blame, quote unquote, cancel culture. That's this catchword that Republicans have adopted, right? And then, so anytime you try to hold them accountable, Then they want to start talking about cancel culture. She blamed cancel culture for her troubles in the media for how she has come across, saying, quote, big media companies can take teeny tiny pieces of words that I said, that you have said, any of us, and can portray us into someone that we are not. No, but you campaign, you are raising money on this. This is not taking teeny tiny words. This is stuff that you said. This is videos that you put out. This is social media posts that you've done. Now, Republican minority leader, spineless Kevin McCarthy, Republican from California, or as Nancy Pelosi called him, a Q-pub, I think what she called him, a Q-publican or something like that. I call them Q-publicans now, the white nationalist party. I call them Q-publicans. He has previously condemned Greene's past remarks, but stopped short of taking disciplinary action. Nancy Pelosi, House Majority Leader, told reporters, Speaker of the House of Representatives, House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, who you just heard from. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House of Representatives, told reporters on Thursday she is profoundly disturbed that Republican leaders decided against removing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committees. She said, quote, that's just so unfortunate. You would think the Republican leadership in the Congress would have some sense of responsibility to this institution. Well, they don't have any responsibility. That's part of the problem. This is why elections have consequences. Okay. And on MSNBC, they went to Greene's district, and they spoke to some of the people there. You got some of the people, you listen to them till they're dumb as hell. You listen to them, I mean, how should I put this? Well, they may have a GED, but probably just barely, if they have a GED. You listen to them till they're dumb. Because you know, they voted for her and knew she supported all these idiotic conspiracy theories. And then you had some other ones who were embarrassed by her and said they don't support her, didn't vote for her, etc. Right? I want to go to this clip here. We're going to go to the readout with Joanne Reed. I'm here to do a job. Cori Bush recounts how Marjorie Taylor Greene berated her. Now, this is from January 29th, 2021. We talked about this on this show when this happened. This is Representative Cori Bush, Democrat from Missouri, talking about her encounter with the crazy QAnon lady. Let's go to this clip.
Between yourself and Marjorie Greene. You're now moving your office away from hers. Please explain why.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for what you just said. You know, it is unbelievable that this is how so many of us get to go to work every day when, you know, I've worked fast food, I've worked in childcare, I've worked in healthcare. I've never been in a work environment like this before. And, you know, one day we were just walking down the hallway through the tunnel, headed to go and vote. And I'm hearing this loud talking in the hallway. But I kept going. It was no big deal. All of a sudden, as I'm walking down the tunnel, I'm hearing the voice gets louder and louder. And then the voice was closer and closer. And then at one point, I realized that it was like right behind me. And so I turned around because it was aggressive and it was loud. And I'm like, why is this like right behind me? And so I turned around and it was Marjorie Taylor Greene without a mask on. And so I looked and I'm like, you know, so I turned back around. I didn't say anything at first. I looked at my team and I'm like, she does not have on a mask. Like, let's just keep walking. And then I thought about it, like, you're putting me at risk. You're putting my team at risk. Everybody else in this tunnel is at risk. And just the day before, we found out that our colleagues had contracted COVID after being on lockdown with this same person and other people who were unmasked. And so, no, I'm a nurse. I take care of my community. I take care of my people. You will not put us at risk like that. And so I moved out of the way. I saw my good brother, John Bowman, walking down the hall. I moved out of the way to let her pass. And as she's passing, I'm like, you know, look, she does not have on a mask. And so I said, put on a mask. And then she started to, you know, go off some more. She's on her phone. She's like live streaming. And my point with that, Joy, was that she had the audacity to be walking through this space on her phone, showing people that she was bucking the system, showing people that she was not going to adhere to the rules of the House. And so I wanted it to be on her live stream that we are saying, put your mask on. And then her team turned around, and her too, but then her team is yelling, stop inciting violence, Black Lives Matter. What does Black Lives Matter have to do with this? Put on a mask and save lives.
Yeah, and I just want to point out to the audience that on January 12th, the House leadership, the Speaker, announced there is a mandate that on the floor of the House, all members must wear a mask. What was the policy as you were walking through? Was it? I mean, as you said, you had just known that several members had been diagnosed with COVID after locking down on January 6th with Republicans who refused to wear masks. I want to show some video, actually, because Marjorie Taylor Greene was actually one of the people who was mocking Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, who was trying to give them masks, and she was mocking them. This is while they were being locked down. This is not the video that I'm showing. Sorry, it's cut two that I wanted to show. So we'll pull that one back for a second because I am going to show that one. There it is. And there she is mocking other members. So at the time that you were confronted by her, or she's yelling in the hallway, wasn't it generally accepted that people should be wearing masks in the tunnel?
Yes, we're supposed to wear masks, but I believe the fine for not wearing the mask is the House floor. But in the entire House.
Gotcha. So now she went on Twitter when my colleague Tiffany Cross tweeted at her that she maybe want to go on the Cross Connection, which is Tiffany's show, which airs tomorrow, and explain herself. She then accused you of lying about the interaction. She posted a piece of video. Now, I want to just for the audience let you know that, we're not playing the full video because before the part we're showing, she's ranting and raving about Black Lives Matter, about you, about members of Black Lives Matter being a part of Congress. And then this happened. So here she is. This is the video you described where we only see her face because she's live streaming, showing her own face as she's walking. You can see she doesn't have a mask on. And here's what she says.
Then they supported bail bond links for criminals. You know what? Yeah, don't yell at people. You know what? You shouldn't bring COVID-positive members in here, spreading COVID everywhere. Stop being a hypocrite. Yeah, this is how it is here now.
She is claiming that disproves your account. What is your reaction?
It actually says exactly what I said. She was walking behind me, directly behind me, and she's yelling into the phone directly behind me. I moved out of the way because now you're a threat. You're a threat to me, and then you don't have on a mask. You don't care enough about us to put on a mask. So I said, now, mind you, by the time you heard my voice, she was further down the tunnel, and we're in the tunnel. So of course it's echoing here, but you could hear me saying, put on a mask. And what happened? She put on a mask, but I was not. And let me say this too. We're here of staff, team members of Congress members yelling at other Congress members. Where did you hear that happen at? That doesn't happen. And for her to turn this around to be a Black Lives Matter issue, that's not what it was. You should care enough about your colleagues. And if you don't believe in that, if you don't believe that we should have safety, if you don't believe that this is a true health crisis where 400,000 people in this country have lost their lives, if you will not honor that and respect those families and respect the people in your community, 750,000 you are supposed to protect, that you are supposed to serve and represent. If you won't do that, then let go of this job. It is not for you. And she can say whatever she wants to say. But the thing is, she did not have on a mask in that tunnel. And I absolutely spoke up. And it's not just about her, Joy. This is anybody, any Congress member who will not wear a mask. I'm going to speak up. Lisa Blunt Rochester spoke up. As many of us, we will speak up, and not just about that. We don't want you bringing your guns on the House floor. We don't want you bringing your guns into your office. We don't want you to evade security and try to run through the metal detectors. No, abide by the rules so that we can do our jobs to take care of our communities. We moved our office, Joy, Not because I'm scared of her, like not because I think that like I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm, oh my gosh, so that's not why I moved my office. I moved my office because I am here to do a job for the people of St. Louis. They deserve that. And what I cannot do is continue to look over my shoulder wondering if a white supremacist in Congress by the name of Marjorie Taylor Greene or anyone else, because there are others, that they are doing something or conspiring against us. Our focus has to be on St. Louis and the work that we can get done. And also, my team deserves better. They should not have to come to work and have to wonder if that door is going to open that does not have a peephole, that door is going to open and it's somebody that does not want to do them well.
All right. So that was from the readout, Joanne Reed, MSNBC, January 29th, 2021. That's Representative Cori Bush talking about the crazy QAnon lady, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was removed from the committee she serves on today in the House of Representatives. We're out of time here on 910 AM Superstation WFDF. Those watching on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep. Keep watching. We're going to keep broadcasting. We'll get to these other stories. We'll tell you more about our online class starting up Tuesday, February 9th as well. Remember, right now, let's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. Stay tuned for Pastor Greg Davis. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Peace. All right, stand by, everybody. We're going to keep going here. All right. How's everybody doing? Okay, if you'd like this type of information, also, you can donate to the African History Network. You can support us, $ TheAHNShow through Cash App, $ TheAHNShow through Cash App, or through PayPal, paypal.me/TheAHNShow, paypal.me/TheAHNShow. We'll post the information here. So that definitely helps, being that we're here 6 days a week instead of 1 day. For 4 years, we were doing just Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 910 a.m. Superstation WFDF here in Detroit. But now we're here 6 days a week, so that helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting, etc. African American business owners, post the name of your business here on the thread of the broadcast. Email us at customerservice@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. We'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network as well. Current promotion. Buy 1 month, get 1 month free. I'm working on commercials right now. So it's been hectic, and I'm pulling everything together for the online class that starts up Tuesday, February 9th. All right, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to post a link here for the online class. You can register. As soon as you register, you can start watching the class, the whole class that I did in 2019. So this is Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. It's a 16-hour online class. It's broken up into 8 sessions. It'll be Tuesdays, 8 p.m. to about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do the class live. All the sessions are recorded. You can go back and watch it over and over again, and you can ask questions in class through the live chat as well. You can type it, so you don't have to worry about people seeing you. It's a live chat where you can type. Okay. So the class is regularly $130. It's on sale $80. You can watch from around the world.
Do you have an idea or business that requires app development or thinking of moving your IT resources to the cloud? We have post-paid and profit-sharing plans for unique ideas or profitable businesses. Who can take advantage of this unique program? Entrepreneurs with unique ideas, startups, small to medium businesses. Contact us, 267-209-0352.
Visit nomadicsystems.net, nomadicsystems.net today. Intuitive Design Clothing is an online accessory store that sells one-of-a-kind signature statement pieces for men and women. They also specialize in fashion consultations, closet organization, and decorating small spaces. Are you looking for a statement piece for a special affair, or would you like to add some select pieces to your ensemble of accessories? If you're looking for something different, definitely contact Kathy Norm, owner and CEO of Intuitive Design Clothing. Visit their website, intuitivedesignClothing.com. That's intuitivedesignClothing.com, and you can email her at info@intuitivedesignClothing.com. Intuitive Design Clothing is where every entrance is a grand entrance.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Comedicwear.com is the go-to online source for comedic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Comedicwear.com is inspired by ComedicScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at comedicwear.com.
I want to go to this next story here. Let's see, Byron Allen. So we talked about Byron Allen in his lawsuit last year with Charter Communications. The Griot.com is reporting, and we know Byron Allen bought the Griot. That was a good move. I remember Byron Allen on Real People back in the 1980s. I think like late 70s, early 80s. So Real People was on at the same time that That's Incredible was on. Okay, I'm taking it just like way back. Okay. Some people never heard of these shows before. But That's Incredible. And on That's Incredible, each week they had different segments of people that did all types of incredible things. I remember there was one guy, he was a basketball player, and he could run up the side of a wall or something. They called him like Spider-Man. I remember there was another guy, he caught bullets in his teeth. He wore like a rubber mouth guard, and somebody would fire a bullet at him with a handgun, and he would catch it in his teeth. They had all different types. It's kind of like a Guinness Book of World Records or Ripley's Believe It or Not, something like that, similar to that. So that was on at the same time that Real People was on. Byron Allen was on Real People. But Byron Allen, chairman and CEO of Allen Media Group Entertainment Studios and owner of the Griot, has settled and withdrawn his $10 billion lawsuit against Charter Communications. Let's see here. Let's post this. Just 1 second here. She said, I'm telling my age. Hey, I'm proud. I'll be 50 June 7th. Okay. So, hey. So people tell me I look good for my age. So yeah, but no, I remember all that stuff. So he has settled and withdrawn his $10 billion lawsuit against Charter Communications. Now, the announcement was made on Wednesday, February 3rd by Byron Allen and Charter Communications in a joint statement provided by the Griot. Okay. And we'll pull up a picture of Byron Allen as well. In August, the racial discrimination suit filed against the telecommunications giant was allowed to proceed by a federal district court judge, George H. Wu, W-U, George H. Wu. Now, Charter Communications is a leading broadband connectivity company and cable operator, leading broadband connectivity company and cable operator. And let me try to pull this up here. Just a second. All right, everybody share this broadcast on your social media platforms. And follow us on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. And our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live also. Will that open up? Okay. Let's see here. And let's turn on the screen share. Do it like that. All right. So it's Byron Allen. All right. All right. So Charter Communications is a leading broadband connectivity company and a cable operator, serving more than 31 million customers in 41 states through its Spectrum band. Over an advanced communications network, the company offers a full range of state-of-the-art residential and business services, including Spectrum Internet, TV, mobile, and voice. Spectrum Internet, TV, mobile, and voice. Now, the Charter Communications settlement comes after Byron Allen announced in summer of 2020 that Entertainment Studios Networks, Entertainment Studios Networks, and Comcast had entered into a content carriage arrangement that extends and amends terms for the Weather Channel and 14 broadcast television stations. Because Byron Allen bought up a number of broadcast television stations also, which is another good move. That's definitely something that's needed. And Byron Allen. So when he started on Real People, he was something like, I think, like 19 years old, something like that. And I thought he was just a funny black guy on the TV show. Really, I mean, he was a young kid. He's like 19. Maybe 20. So you really didn't see him becoming a media mogul like this. But it's a good thing that he is. We need that. Now, Byron Allen founded Allen Media Group Entertainment Studios in 1993. Allen Media Group Entertainment Studios in 1993. Allen Media Group owns 16 ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox network affiliate broadcast television stations, 16 of them. Now, I talked about this before. You see celebrities, hip hop artists, things like this, buying Lamborghinis, buying this, buying that, spending all this money, popping bottles, furs, all this stuff like that, right? Now, I know Byron has tuxedos and, he's not living the life of a pauper, but I don't remember seeing articles or things like this about him buying material things, Lamborghinis, and spending all this money on a night out or clubs, things that you hear from like a lot of celebrities, especially a lot of African-American celebrities. But I do read about him, like in Black Enterprise. I do read about him buying assets, about buying TV stations, about acquiring things like that. So I think there's a lesson in there somewhere. So Allen Media Group owns 16 ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox network affiliate broadcast television stations, and 10 24-hour high-definition television networks serving nearly 180 million subscribers. He owns 16 NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox network affiliate broadcast television stations and 10 24-hour high-definition television networks serving nearly 180 million subscribers. Allen Media Group also owns the Weather Channel, Comedy TV, Recipe TV, Cars TV, a whole bunch of stuff. The Griot TV, whole bunch of stuff. Justice Central. Now, Allen Media Group will add its 11th network, the Weather Channel in Espanol in 2021. Allen Media Group also owns Local Now and the Grio free streaming AVOD services, powered by the Weather Channel and Content Partners, which delivers real-time, hyper-local news, weather, traffic, sports, and lifestyle information. So, because I hear people talking, they're balling out of control, and they're talking about how many Rolex watches they have, and you see stuff, you see these different articles floating around, especially in some African American news sources. I'm not gonna call any names. And they got all these black celebrity articles, reality TV stars, and all this conspicuous consumption, right? Then you see Byron Allen acquiring assets, building a media empire, employing people. The Grio hired April Ryan as the White House correspondent, veteran journalist April Ryan as the White House correspondent. So, Michael V. Roberts, who's a multimillionaire. I know Michael V. Roberts. We're in a documentary together. We see each other periodically at different events. We've been on a couple panel discussions together as well. And I met him through Dave Anderson, who owns the Empowerment Radio Network. When I used to be on the Empowerment Radio Network, and we're in the documentary Black Friday. I think he's in Black Friday. I think he's in Black Friday as well, from director Rick Matthews. He has a saying, Michael V. Roberts. He says, how's it go? Rich people yell and wealthy people whisper. Rich people yell and wealthy people whisper. See, he says the reason why a lot of people really don't know about me, he said, because rich people yell and wealthy people whisper. He's very wealthy. Okay. So, all right. So check out this article here from thegrio.com dealing with Byron Allen. You probably hear some more about this as well, hopefully. Let's pull up this article from the Grio. The Grio has some good articles. I'm glad it's African American owned and operated as well, because we need to own our media outlets. Okay. It can't just have American writers. We need to own it, run it, etc. Make money from the advertising. Byron Allen settles $10 billion lawsuit with Charter Communications. So check this out from thegrio.com. Okay, let's go to this next story here quickly. How's everybody doing? Andre Hill. So the case of Andre Hill, his killing in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, that was a very, very disturbing case. The family has hired Benjamin Crump as the family attorney. There's an article from news1.com. The family is saying that the indictment on murder charges of the officer is not enough. We're not satisfied. It's not enough. Definitely agree with that. So NBC News reported on February 3rd, former Ohio police officer indicted in fatal shooting of Andre Hill. Okay. Former Ohio police officer indicted in fatal shooting of Andre Hill. We're going to go to this clip here in just a second also. I want to pull this up. Let's go to this clip. I want to go to this clip here from NBC Nightly News. This is from February 4th, 2021. Just a second here.
Video shows the moment former Columbus officer Adam Coy. Police body cam video shows the moment former Columbus officer Adam Coy allegedly shot and killed Andre Hill in a friend's garage. A grand jury charging the 19-year police veteran with murder, assault, and dereliction of duty for not turning on his body camera until after opening fire.
Hands out to the side now!
Once fully activated, the 60 seconds of video showing the shooting are recovered without audio. Today, Hill's family relieved but not fully satisfied.
Adam Coy messed with the wrong family, and this family is not backing down. And we are going to make sure that all 4 convictions happen.
Coy's attorney says the former officer is not guilty, and that Coy and Hill interacted before what's seen on the video without providing details. Police were responding to a neighbor's non-emergency call about a suspicious vehicle.
My client believed that there was a silver revolver in the right hand of Mr. Hill. And when it raised up, my client stepped back and yelled, "Gun, gun, gun," and fired his weapon in what he believed was in defense of himself.
Investigators say Hill was not armed. Hill's family angry that he was handcuffed and that the video appears to show he was not given medical aid for more than 5 minutes.
When a white police officer is indicted for killing a black man, an unarmed black man, that does not translate into a conviction.
Coy, now in custody, expected to make his first appearance in court tomorrow. Ron Allen, NBC News.
Okay, so that was from NBC Nightly News from February 4th, 2021. If we look at this article from NBC News, and let me pull it up here. If you look at this article here, former Ohio police officer indicted in fatal shooting of Andre Hill. So an Ohio grand jury on Wednesday indicted a former Columbus police officer in the fatal shooting of an African-American man who was at the garage of a home where he was a guest, the state attorney general said. And let me pull this up here so I can show you this. Okay, Adam Coy, 19-year-old veteran, had been fired from the Columbus Police Department. He was indicted on murder, and other counts in the December 22nd killing of Andre Hill. So let's go to this here. Pull this one up. All right. So Adam Coy fatally shot Andre Maurice Hill, 47, on December 22nd after responding to a call that a person in a vehicle had been turning the engine on and off. Now, former officer Adam Coy said he thought he saw a gun in Andre Hill's hand, but State Attorney General Yost said, but no weapon was found. Now, Adam Coy's attorney, former officer Adam Coy's attorney, said the now former officer believed keys on a ring were a gun, a revolver. He believed keys on a key ring were a revolver. So Andre Hill did not have a gun. He had keys on a key ring in his hand. Quote, "Let me be clear that I believe the evidence in this case supports the indictment," State Attorney General Yost said, "and my office will vigorously prosecute this case." Now, the fatal shooting sparked outrage, and former officer Adam Coy was fired from the Columbus Police Force. Now, Coy's attorney, Mark Collins, said that the indictment was expected Collins said that Coy saw keys in Andre Hall's, it should be Andre Hill, that was typo here, Andre Hill's hand, and believed them to be a weapon. When he saw the right hand come toward him, he thought there was a silver revolver. Okay, Coy's attorney Mark Collins said. Now, he said Supreme Court rulings provide for defenses for officers in shootings. Quote, an officer can be mistaken about the threat, and that's justified if that mistake was an honest belief and was reasonable. Now, Collins said that former officer Coy will plead not guilty. The officer failed to turn on his body camera prior to shooting Andre Hill and failed to provide medical assistance. The officer failed to turn on his body camera prior to shooting Andre Hill and failed to provide medical assistance, the police chief said, and recommending that Officer Adam Coy be fired. Now, Andre Hill was a guest of the homeowner and had not committed a crime when two officers approached the garage he was standing in around 1:30 a.m. Both officers who interacted with Andre Hill failed to activate their body-worn cameras. Both officers failed to activate their body-worn cameras until immediately after the shooting, a violation called. A look-back feature on the department's camera, the body camera, is called a look-back feature, was able to capture the 60 seconds before the camera turned on, but did not record audio in those 60 seconds. Okay, it's a look-back feature. So if the camera's off, you can recover 60 seconds of video before the camera was turned on, but not audio. The video shows at the time Officer Adam Coy using his flashlight as he walked up the driveway. Andre Hill then walks toward the officers while holding his cell phone when the officer fired his weapon. Andre Hill's other hand could not be seen clearly. Body camera footage then showed officers failing to render aid or medical assistance for Andre Hill as he lay on the ground for several minutes following the shooting, another violation of policy. So you have to ask the question, okay, you forget to turn your body camera on, but after you shoot him, why don't you render any aid? Where's your humanity? Where's your compassion? Why don't you render any aid? You didn't turn your body camera on. Okay, that's against department policy. That's a big mistake. But now you shoot somebody, he's laying on the ground, dying. Why don't you render any aid? Now, Attorney Collins said that there had been other interactions between Adam Coy and Andre Hill, and the body camera footage only shows a fraction of what occurred. Andre Hill was struck 4 times, State Attorney General Yost's office said. A special prosecution section of the State Attorney General's office was appointed by the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office to prosecute the case. Now, the grand jury indicted former officer Adam Coy on murder in the commission of a felony. The felony being felonious assault and 2 counts of dereliction of duty. Now, the dereliction of duty counts stem from Officer Adam Coy allegedly failing to turn on his body camera and for allegedly failing to tell his fellow officer that he believed Andre Hill presented a danger. The grand jury did not indict Adam Coy on a charge of purposeful murder. Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther, who had demanded Officer Adam Coy's firing, tweeted his thanks to the grand jury. In the tweet, he said, "The indictment does not lessen the pain of his tragic death for Mr. Hill's loved ones, but it is a step toward justice," Mayor Ginther wrote. So check out this article here from NBC News. Former Ohio police officer indicted in fatal shooting of Andre Hill. Hopefully this will lead to a conviction. All right. So we'll see what happens here. But you have some gross negligence here. One, you don't turn on your body camera. Neither officer turned on the body camera, which is really problematic. Two, neither officer rendered any type of aid while Andre Hill lay dying. So you have to ask the question, why? Did you forget all your first aid training or something? You have to forget, maybe we'll find out in the trial. All right. So we have Erica, Carl, Robert, TJ, grandmother 8. Just a few of the people watching. Rhonda. Let's go to this last story here. This is dealing with Rosa Parks. All right. Also, if you'd like this type of information, you can support us at through Cash App, $ TheAHNShow, through Cash App, $ TheAHNShow, through Cash App. Also through PayPal, paypal.me/TheAHNShow. The 15 DVD bundle pack, the Black History Month bundle pack, the Michael Imhotep Black History Month bundle pack, that is on sale right now. Also includes 15 of my DVD lectures, and just in time for Black History Month. And you get everything from the presentation dealing with the history of African American History Month to 2 of my lectures, actually 3 of my lectures dealing with the film Black Panther. This is so much in this one here. It's on sale right now. It's at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. AfricanHistoryNetwork.com is right on the home page. The Michael Imhotep Black History Month DVD bundle pack. Your Black History Month will never be the same. You watch these, and these are lectures I've done. I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation, provide you with all types of documentation, sources, book sources, video clips, articles, everything. You get my lecture dealing with the film Black Panther analysis, African culture, history, and Afrofuturism. That's almost 3-hour presentation. You get Breaking the Chains, Why We Celebrate Black History Month, deals with the whole history of Black History Month, and Dr. Carter G. Woodson. I have one dealing with Malcolm X, 50 years later, why is he still relevant? This one here, The Distortion of the Legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Revolutionary, will not be televised on the television. So we deal with the Revolutionary Dr. King. This other one here dealing with Black Panther, lessons from the film Black Panther, economic guerrilla warfare, political self-defense, and how to Wakanda the vote. So I do how do we take the enthusiasm from the film Black Panther and actually use it for economic empowerment, political empowerment. This one here deals with the 3/5 Compromise of 1787, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 of the U.S. Constitution, and the history of the Electoral College. And the 3/5 Compromise did not say we were 3/5 of a human being. That's a misunderstanding of that. It's dealing with how do you count the population of slaves to determine how many seats in the House of Representatives a particular state will have. This one deals with entrepreneurship and economic empowerment, and also a lot of history, 13 forms of wealth, and redistributing the pain, keys to economic empowerment and entrepreneurship for African Americans, because I taught entrepreneurship for 7 years. This one here deals with the history of the national anthem, Francis Scott Key, who wrote it in 1814 during the War of 1812. I deal with the history of the Pledge of Allegiance, which was written in 1892 by a socialist minister named Francis Bellamy. He was a socialist. Want the Republicans be surprised when they found out a socialist wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. And then I deal with the history of Colin Kaepernick's protest and tie all that together. Okay. You also get the double lecture I did with Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. So he's dealing with that information from his book. And then I'm dealing with Great African Women in History, the Mothers of Civilization. You get this 4-hour presentation here that I did, Redistributing the Pain, How African Americans Historically Fought Back with Economic Boycotts. So this deals with a history of us using different types of economic withdrawal strategies to fight back against white supremacy. You get Great African Women in History, Mothers of Civilization, where we deal with some well-known and not so well-known African women in our history, from Offset to Queen Nzinga, Asantewaa, Assata Shakur, Angela Davis, Queen Charlotte Sophia. It's a double DVD. You get like a 4-hour presentation. And then also another one, you get Ancient Kemet, the Winter Solstice, and the History of Christmas. This deals with the whole origins of Christmas, the pre-Christian celebrations, winter festival celebrations like this Festival of Mithra, well, Festival of Roman Festival of Saturnalia, things like this, and the origins of Christmas, what leads these pre-Christian holidays that took place that are going to make up what we know as Christmas. Okay, so that is it's a 15 DVD bundle pack that's available right now at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, a Black History Month bundle pack. So that'll keep you busy for the month of February. We have those shipping out daily. That'll keep you busy for the month of February. All right, let's go to this last story here. So February 4th is the birth date of Rosa Parks. Okay, and there's an article from newsone.com dealing with Rosa Parks. There's one also from history.com, the official website of the History Channel. Okay, Rosa Parks was born in 1913. You look at the one from newsone.com, and let's see here. Okay, if we look at the one from newsone.com here quickly. Remembering Rosa Parks' resilience and resistance in the face of racism. Remembering Rosa Parks' resilience and resistance in the face of racism. The civil rights icon whose refusal to give up her bus seat to a white passenger sparked the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. She would have turned 108 today. Okay. Kristen Clark, who was with the Lawyers Commission, she tweeted, on this date, Rosa Parks was arrested in Montgomery, 1955. Rosa Parks was arrested in Montgomery, Alabama for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger on a city bus. Her fierce act of resistance and civil disobedience sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, which eventually led to desegregation of city buses in Montgomery, Alabama. Let me see something here. Okay, December 1st, 1955. This day, okay, people are posting. All right, so check out this article here. I want to go to, okay, so yeah, she was secretary of the Montgomery, Alabama NAACP chapter at the time. We know she was not the first woman to refuse to give up her seat. Claudette Colvin, Susie McDonald, and Mary Louise Smith, and other women were arrested for their resistance. They're going to be part of a lawsuit called Browder versus Gale. It's 4 African-American women. They were the plaintiffs in a lawsuit called Browder versus Gale, filed February 1st, 1956. Really, as Browder, Claudette Colvin, Susie McDonald, and Mary Louise Smith. They were the plaintiffs. They were the plaintiffs in the case. Okay, and that lawsuit is going to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. That lawsuit goes all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and that is what's going to end segregation on the buses in Montgomery, Alabama. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional for segregation to take place on the buses. That's called the lawsuit of Browder versus Gale. Gale in the lawsuit was William A. Gale, who was the mayor of Montgomery, Alabama. All right, I want to go to this article here from history.com. This day in history. Civil rights icon Rosa Parks is born. Now, she was born Rosa Louise McCauley. That's her maiden name, McCauley. Usually you don't hear her referred to by her maiden name, okay? Rosa Louise McCauley, also known as Rosa Parks. She was born in Tuskegee, Alabama on February 4th, 1913. A lifelong civil rights activist, Rosa Parks' name has become synonymous with her refusal to give up her seat to a white man on a segregated bus, a defining moment of the civil rights movement. But she was an activist long before that, okay? One of the things she was doing for the NAACP was investigating sexual assaults on African-American women, okay? And she was also investigating claims that, you know, black men raped white women, things like that. There's another article from history.com dealing with Rosa Parks because she investigated. Let me see here. Let me pull this other one up here. I've talked about this before. There was another one dealing with Rosa Parks and investigating sexual assaults. Let me see if I can find this one here. Yeah. This is from December 8th, 2017. It's updated January 26, 2021. Before the bus, Rosa Parks was a sexual assault investigator. Before the bus, Rosa Parks was a sexual assault investigator. And so a lot of people don't know this history. I mean, like I said, she was involved in civil rights long before the bus came along, long before the Montgomery bus boycott. Why has history left out this piece of Rosa Parks' story? Before the bus, Rosa Parks was a sexual assault investigator. Revered as a civil rights icon, Rosa Parks is best known for sparking the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott, but her activism in the black community predates that day. She joined the NAACP in 1943, 12 years before that fateful commute. In her first years in the organization, she worked specifically on criminal justice and its application in Alabama communities. One part of this was protecting black men from false accusations and lynchings. One part of this was protecting black men from false accusations and lynchings. The other was ensuring that African Americans who had been sexually assaulted by white people could get their day in court. This particular issue was close to Rosa Parks' heart, as in 1931, a white male neighbor had attempted to assault her. Now, Rosa Parks resisted and later said of the incident, quote, I was ready to die, but give my consent never. never, never. That incident was on her mind when she traveled to Aidville, Alabama in the autumn of 1944 to deal with a disturbing case chronicled in the movie The Rape of Reese Taylor. It was the evening of Sunday, September 3rd, and 24-year-old sharecropper Reese Taylor was walking home from church with her friend Fanny Daniel. A car carrying 7 young white men approached Reese Taylor and accused her of attacking a white boy in a nearby town. The men forced her into the car under the pretense of taking the married mother to see the sheriff. They did not. They blindfolded and gang raped her and then threatened her with death if she reported the crime. Okay. However, Reese Taylor, and here's a picture of Reese Taylor here. There was a documentary film made about her also. However, Reese Taylor did not keep quiet. After her father found her making her way home, she told him of her ordeal, and then they went to the sheriff. Her friend who had witnessed the abduction also contacted the police. According to Reese Taylor, the sheriff drove her to a store after hearing her story to see if they could find any of the rapists. In fact, he was able to find 2 of the young men. In a 2011 interview with NPR, National Public Radio, Reese Taylor recounted, quote, he asked the boys, was y'all with this lady tonight? And the white boy said, yeah. Mr. Lewis told them to get in the car and he left. We didn't have no other conversation said about the boys. He just left. Now, days later, news of the alleged assault reached the Montgomery offices of the NAACP, and they responded by sending along an investigator. Her name was Rosa Parks. So Rosa Parks investigated the sexual assault of Reese Taylor. This is long before the bus. Now, in the 1940s, Alabama segregationist laws and attitudes permeated every echelon of society. When Rosa Parks made her way to the Taylor home, she found the town sheriff there waiting for her. He made sure to make his presence known by repeatedly driving past the house, eventually entering the home and demanding Rosa Parks leave under the pretense of not wanting troublemakers in town. Maybe the troublemakers were the white man that gang raped Reese Taylor. Maybe those were the troublemakers. How is it the troublemaker is the person investigating the crime? Maybe the criminal rapists were the troublemakers. Now, Rosa Parks was undeterred and returned to Montgomery, Alabama, where she promptly launched the Committee for Equal Justice for the Rights of Miss Reese Taylor. The committee made sure the case received national attention, and by October, it was headline news. Here's a picture of Reese Taylor in 2010. Okay. Now, on October 9th of that year, a grand jury refused to indict the defendants. At the time, the Chicago Defender, African-American newspaper, reported that the suspect's lawyer offered $600 to Willie Guy Taylor, Reese Taylor's husband, for his wife's silence. Rosa Parks fired off a letter to the state's governor asking him not to, quote, fail to let people of Alabama know that there is equal justice for all of our citizens. Now, no charges were ever brought against the men. Reese Taylor's story and Rosa Parks' involvement in it received renewed attention as a result of the book At the Dark End of the Street by Danielle L. McGuire, published in 2010. In 2011, the Alabama House of Representatives approved a resolution apologizing to Reese Taylor for what they characterized as the state's morally abhorrent and repugnant failure to prosecute nearly 70 years after the fact. Reese Taylor died on December 28, 2017, at the age of 97. Okay. Now, this is so, when you hear people, especially Republicans, you hear people talk about Rosa Parks, they talk about her, sitting down so people can be free or whatever the hell they say. But they don't talk about this. They also don't talk about the fact that Rosa Parks' husband owned guns as well. That gets left out. Because when we deal with the history of the civil rights movement, and you've heard me talk about this before, we talk about books like this one right here, this Nonviolent Stuff That Gets You Killed, How Guns Made the Civil Rights Movement Possible, by Professor Charles E. Cobb Jr. It was African Americans with guns who were largely protecting civil rights workers in the South. This book deals with that whole history of that. Okay, so check out that article from history.com. Then also the other one, they have another one. They have a number of different articles, but civil rights icon Rosa Parks is born February 4th, 1913 as well. So check out that one also. Blackpast.org has articles dealing with Rosa Parks, and newsone.com, etc. So check out all of that as well. All right. Once again, so we have our 15 DVD bundle pack, the Michael Imhotep Black History Month 15 DVD bundle pack that's on sale right now at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. All right, it's 15 of my lectures just in time for African American History Month, so you're going to learn a lot from these. It's on sale $100. We ship all around the world as well. We do international shipping. It's right on our homepage at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, and includes 15 of my lectures. We also have my presentations on digital download at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com as well. And then we have these, so we're going to post a link here. And then the online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. That starts up Tuesday, February 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an 8-week, 16-hour online course. We do it live. All the sessions are recorded. You can go back and watch it over and over again. And when you go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, we'll pull that up. I'll show it to you here. It's right on the home page. As soon as you register, you can start watching content, because the last time I did the class was 2019. So that class is archived, so you can start watching that now. And then we have the new class starting up February 9th, and we have some newer information, some updated information as well. It'll be some of the information that we did in 2019, but there's new information, of course. Okay, so when you go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, you scroll down, you see the information about the African History Network show, and then information about the class. And then just click right here, register here. And then it takes you, and just click right here on enroll. And it'll enroll you. There's a video that you can watch. I did that back in 2019, I think. You can watch that, and you enroll. Once you enroll, it's regularly $130. It's on sale $80. Once you enroll, you can start watching the class I did in 2019. All right. Okay. So, and we do I do a PowerPoint presentation. I have video clips, and it's going to be really good now because I have a new laptop. So it's going to be sharper. It's going to look like this. It's going to be sharper. We have the 12-channel audio mixer, so I can show you the videos. We have articles, book references, everything. All right. So Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And let's see here. Let's pull this up here. Okay, so that's going to start up Tuesday, February 9th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there'll be 8 consecutive Tuesdays. Once in a while, we have to throw in an extra class because I just have so much information. So if we have to do an extra class, so be it. But if you miss any of the classes, they're all recorded. You can go back and watch it at your leisure. That's fine. And there's a live chat in the class, so you can ask questions in the class live, and I'll answer your questions. If you have questions afterwards, you can email me. Okay, you can email us at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com for any questions you have about the class also. All right, look, hey, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct wrong behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is based upon what you have been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. Remember, right now it's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Peace.
With blackbusinesstea.com, the messages are clear and meaningful. Keep your business in the black and out of the red. Mind your black business. Know your numbers and plan strategically. Black Business Boss, lead your industry. Support black business. Encourage, patronize, and uplift one another. blackbusinesstea.com currently has products sold in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, with proceeds returned to the black community. They have a wide selection of hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, sweatshirts that support black-owned businesses. Visit the website blackbusinesstee.com. That's blackbusinesstee.com. For 25 years, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum has carried on the rich legacy of the Black Museum movement in America by showcasing original artifacts of the Black experience at colleges, universities, K-12 schools, corporations, libraries, conferences, and cultural events, making it the most traversed Black History mobile exhibit in American history. Dr. Khalid El Hakim is the founder of the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and he is a highly sought-after public speaker on topics of Black history, social studies, education, museum studies, hip-hop, and race relations. Dr. Khalid was named among the change makers for NBC Universal's Erase the Hate campaign and listed as one of the 100 men of distinction for Black enterprise. He recently founded the Michigan Hip Hop Archive on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum is currently scheduling in-person and virtual exhibits nationwide. For more information, please contact the Khalid Al Hakim directly at 313-645-4197, 313-645-4197, or visit their website at blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. That's blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. You can also email him at bhistory101@yahoo.com, bhistory101@yahoo.com. Soul Natural Beauty Products offers organic, plant-based skin and hair care products that will rejuvenate skin and naturally grow and thicken hair. Their whipped shea butter can heal or restore damaged skin cells to prevent hyperpigmentation and skin breakouts. All products are made with organic plant-based ingredients. Their maximum hair growth oil is fortified with organic herbal extracts and undeniably proves that Mother Nature knows best. It thickens, lengthens, softens, and conditions all types of hair. They even guarantee hair improvement within 90 days or a full refund. Their all-natural 24-hour deodorant leaves the body smelling fresh without sweating for up to 24 hours. It does not stain fabric, goes on smoothly, and has a refreshing lavender and frankincense aroma. It can be used by men, women, and even children. Place your order today at soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com. That's soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com, and follow them on Facebook at Soul Natural Beauty Products.
Do you have an idea or business that requires app development or thinking of moving your IT resources to the cloud? We have post-paid and profit-sharing plans for unique ideas or profitable businesses. Who can take advantage of this unique program? Entrepreneurs with unique ideas, startups, small to medium businesses. Contact us 267-209-0352.
Visit nomadicsystems.net, nomadicsystems.net today. Gain knowledge in minutes with Blacklist Ed. Blacklist Ed is an app that provides insightful summaries of books pertaining to the Black experience. As Black people, we know the importance of reading books to discover our incredible contributions to world history, to uplift our self-esteem, and to empower ourselves for our relentless fight for social justice. Unfortunately, with our busy lives, it feels like there is never enough time to read a book. Fortunately, there's a solution. With Blacklist Ed, their app provides key insights from best-selling books about the Black experience, therefore saving you time, increasing your knowledge, and empowering yourself through inspirational and actionable ideas. You can read or listen on the go. Start your free trial today by going to blacklisted.com. That's Black without the C, B-L-A-K. Or you can download the Blacklist Ed app from the App Store or Google Play. Blacklist Ed, empower yourself. Have you tasted the world-famous No Frowny Brownie yet from the Pink Bakery? If not, what are you waiting for? They are vegan, gluten-free, and free of the big 8 allergens. While eating their No Frowny brownies, the fabulous Miss Tabitha Brown said they were very good. Very good. And you know, if she says that, they are. The Pink Bakery is the first owned Big 8 allergen-free baking mix company. Go to thepinkbakery.com, that's thepinkbakery.com, to order their No Frowny Brownie Mix today. Yaya Rule is a line of African print-inspired apparel catered to the Black community. The pieces include t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets, dresses, skirts, activewear, bags, and other accessories and home decor. This brand offers a revived way for men and women to wear their Black pride and honor their African heritage anywhere at any time. This apparel line is for anyone, whether you are working in the corporate world, are an entrepreneur, or an artist. Their selection will allow you to casually let your pride shine or dress it up as wanted. It is for those who have already embraced African fabrics and for those